Hello, welcome to Verbling. I'm teacher Oakley. And for the next 3 days at this particular time slot here on Verbling, we're going to be looking practical use of modal verbs. Modal verbs are verbs like can, could, would, should, might, may, and so on. We're going to be focusing on similar pairs, 2 or 3 or just one. We're going to really focus on just a couple. Today, for example, we'll be looking at can and could in particular. Okay, we're kind of be breaking the class into different parts. I'm going to spend about 10 minutes or so talking to you about the uses of these specific modals, can and could, and then the class will be taking turns, doing a lot of exercises to further or develop our understanding of use of these modals. Then I will do some more work with these verbs and maybe looking at modal perfects a little bit, and we'll do some more exercises. So, okay, let me welcome students to the class. Plenty of room. Come on in. Hello, Tatiana. How are you today?
It's all going really well. Hello, Oakley. How's everything?
It's Monday, Tatiana. What can I tell you? It's Monday. It's okay. Yeah, everything's okay. It's hot as the blazes here where I live. My goodness, it's scorching hot. It's ridiculous. So I will hide in my room with the air conditioner all day. Anyway, welcome to the class. All right, Carolina has also joined us. Hi, Carolina. Good to see you, as always.
Hi, teacher. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I am doing fine. Thank you for asking.
Okay. David has also joined us. Hello, David.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the class.
Thank you.
Nice to have you with us. And Alan is also with us. Hi, Alan. Good to see you again.
Hi, teacher.
Hey there. Okay. All right. And we have another David. David. Hi, David. Welcome to the class. David 2. David the second.
Are you talking to the David the Tree?
David Tree. David Tree.
David the Tree. That's who I am. So.
David the Tree. All right. Yeah, that's who you are. All right, David the Tree. Welcome to the class.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, guys. Still plenty of room in the class. Come on in if you're viewing the class. All right. For the first 10 minutes or so, I'm going to be explaining these uses of can and could. As I'm explaining, I'll just keep continuing lecturing. If you have any questions, don't be shy. Feel free to interrupt me and ask a question whenever you feel like it. It's not a problem at all. In fact, I welcome your questions if you're not fully following me. I'll try to explain it in more detail. All right, after about 10 minutes of me lecturing, we're going to try a lot of exercises so you guys can get really the feel for these modal verbs can and could in practical English sentences. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to screen share some information and go through it. Here we go. All right. Let's start with can. First of all, one thing before we even look at this information on the page, I want to talk briefly about the pronunciation. Can, the modal verb, is generally greatly reduced in pronunciation in spoken English. The A sound actually becomes like a schwa sound, that is, That's called the schwa sound, very basic sound. So when you hear it in spoken English, I can swim. Can. Very, very, very fast vowel sound and very short schwa sound. I can do it. She can do it. She can. There's almost negligible vowel sound there. Why we do this? So that we can contrast that with the negative can't, which is going to have full pronunciation. It's going to be a slightly higher pitch, full pronunciation of the A sound, and I can't swim. She can't come to your party. It's going to be actually emphasized in the sentence, and we do this so that we can hear, the listener can hear the difference between these two positive and negative versions of the modal. In fact, anytime you have a negative, don't, won't, can't, mustn't, shouldn't, they're always going to have more stress, and the opposite, the positive, will always be sort of reduced in pronunciation as a general rule. It's very discernible with can and can't. All right, so now the actual grammatical uses. When you say can, it means that something can mean really two things. Something is possible, as in physically possible within the realms of our universe as we know it. Okay? One of many possibilities. So it's not, you're not really saying 50% chance, 75% chance, 20% chance. You're just saying it is a chance among many. We also use it as a modal of permission to say something that is allowed or permitted. Okay, or that somebody has the ability to do something. They are able. We use can plus the infinitive. This is actually called a bare infinitive. You may know infinitive verbs as being always predicated with to swim, to talk, to laugh, to love. Okay, so behind a modal, actually all modals, you're going to add the infinitive but without to. You cannot put to behind a modal. You cannot put an ing form of a verb behind a modal. It's always going to be the infinitive or the bare infinitive version of a verb. And it's always going to be a verb, too. Okay. This infinitive, again, without to, is called a bare infinitive. Okay, so please remember this. All right. That being said, the common mistake is to do weird things. We can seeing, we can to see, we can saw, do weird things with verb tense or add other things. This is the common mistake I see behind, especially can, but other modals as well. So please avoid this. You just want a verb, a bare infinitive verb. All right, some examples. We can see the lake from our hotel. It's possible. I don't have a pen. You can use mine. You're allowed to use mine. Can you speak any foreign languages? Do you have the ability? All right, that's the idea. Obviously, the negative is can't. And in spoken English, we're probably going to say, use the contracted form can't. Okay. You can also say, you are able, it is possible to say that somebody is able to, which is really the definition of can. It's possible, it makes no difference. We are able to see the lake from our hotel, or we can see the lake from our hotel. You're saying exactly the same thing. Can has only two forms. can, which is present, and could, which is the past tense form. So, if you're going to use some other verb tenses, you may have to use be able to. For example, I can't sleep is, all right, it's negative, present, simple present tense. If you need to use a present perfect construction, I haven't been able to sleep recently. All right? Because we're using recently in the past, has a relationship to now, we want to use present perfect tense. So if we really want to express this idea properly, we would not use can, we would use a different construction with able to. Tom can come tomorrow. All right. Tom might be able to come tomorrow. All right. Clearly, we're talking about the future. All right. Maria can speak French, Spanish, and English. She has the ability. Here, applicants for the job must be able to speak 2 foreign languages. All right. You can't use can here. Applicants for the job can speak 2 foreign languages doesn't make sense. It doesn't show must. Okay, has to, must. It shows that not an ability, not one possibility out of many, but much more directly, 100% they have to. Okay, let's move on to could. Sometimes, frequently, could is the past of can. We especially co-locate could with some of these verbs you see here. See here, smell, taste. Lots of stative type verbs, verbs that describe a state rather than an actual action. We could see the lake, I could smell gas, I couldn't hear very well. Like that. We can also use could for permission or to show general ability. My grandfather could speak 5 languages. Now, obviously, this is past tense. I would get the feeling here that the grandfather's not alive anymore. Okay? Otherwise, I would be saying my grandfather can speak 5 languages. We were totally free. We could do what we were wanted, all right, to show permission. Okay, so just like can, except in the past tense, used the same way. Could and was able to. We're going to use could for more general ability. If you're talking more specifically, a specific situation, we tend to use was or were able to, possibly managed to. That's another construction. All right. For example, the fire spread through the building very quickly, but fortunately everybody was able to escape or managed to escape. It would be a little strange to say fortunately everybody could escape. It sounds a little bit odd because I'm not sure if you mean everybody had the possibility to escape. So it sounds just a little bit strange. Okay, we didn't know where David was, but we managed to find, we're able to find him in the end. Okay. This would sound very strange, but we could find him in the end. Again, it sounds very odd. So the general rule, use could for general abilities or things that have to do with your senses, hear, smell, touch, taste, or other stative verbs like remember, think, things like that. All right. All right, so to try to make that clearer, more generally, okay, Jack was an excellent tennis player when he was younger. He could beat anybody, generally speaking. Or Jack and Andy played a match yesterday. Andy played well, but Jack managed to beat him. It would be very strange to say Andy played well, but Jack could beat him. On the other hand, you know, get rid of the whole thing and just say Andy played well, but Jack beat him in the end. There's other ways to express this idea as well, but we're simply not going to use could here for this specific situation. The negative, couldn't, is basically always possible. Jack couldn't beat him. Andy didn't play well, but Jack still couldn't beat him. All right? So what we're trying to see here is we can always use could not. General ability, my grandfather couldn't swim. We looked for David everywhere, but we couldn't find him. All right, and there it is. Andy played well, but he couldn't beat Jack. All right,
Question.
so we can always use couldn't. Yes, David Tree.
So in the case of couldn't, I can use couldn't for both cases, for possible situations, and the other cases to manage something. But also I can use also the negative of be able to or managed. For example, Andy played well, but he couldn't beat Jack. Or I can say Andy played well, but he was not able to beat Jack, or he couldn't or didn't manage to beat Jack.
That's correct. All three of your examples were absolutely grammatically correct, and they all mean the same thing. Absolutely. You got it.
Thank you.
Right. So very good. So you have options, in other words. That's right. It's not limiting. It's actually giving you more options. Very good. Okay. Now to make sure you guys understand this, we're going to take turns doing some a whole bunch of exercises. In this exercise, we will complete the sentence using can or the verb to be and able to construction. Try to use can if it's possible. Otherwise, if you really can't use can, that's use be able to. As David the Tree just noted, it's you can basically use able to for probably all of these, but you can't use can for all of these. It's really the same thing we just talked about with couldn't. All right, so the examples, Gary has traveled a lot. He can speak 5 languages. I haven't been able to sleep very well recently. I have to use been able to because I've got this present perfect structure. Okay, Tatiana, number 3. Oh, let me quickly welcome Constantine. Hi, Constantine. Didn't mean to blow you off there. Welcome to the class.
Hi.
Hi. All right. Talk to you in a little bit. Tatiana, number 3.
Okay. Nicole can drive, but she doesn't have a car.
Very good. She has the ability to drive. Okay, perfect. Carolina, number 4.
I used to be able to stand on my head, but I can't do it anymore.
Okay, you're using this used to structure. Yeah, well, that's a good point. You cannot say used to can.
Yeah, sounds weird.
Yeah, yeah, it's just not possible. Used to is a very common structure to show something that you did in the past but don't do anymore, or a fact that was true in the past but is not true anymore. It's impossible to use can when you use this structure. Okay, so good job. Good job. Carolina, can you stand on your head?
No, teacher. I used to be able to stand, but I can't do it anymore.
Really?
Really.
Okay.
When I was a kid, I couldn't do it, but no anymore.
Try. I think you haven't tried hard enough, Carolina. I think you should try.
Maybe.
Okay, anyway. David, not a tree. First David. Hello? David with
Yes,
the boat guy.
yes,
There you go.
I'm
All right,
here.
number 5.
I can't understand Mark. I've never be able to understand him.
Yeah, right. Okay, you have the perfect present perfect tense. Well, negative with never, but yep, you got it. All right, perfect. Okay, Alan, number 6, please.
I can see you on Friday, but I can meet you on Saturday morning.
Okay, very good. All right. Yes, that's perfectly possible. Not a problem. All right. I have the ability to meet you Saturday morning. All right, David, the tree, number 7.
Ask Catherine about your problem. She might be able to help you.
Okay, well, we've got another modal. All right, quick note there. Modals, might, could, would, should, can. You can't use 2 modals in the same clause. You can use 2 modals in the same sentence in separate clauses, but you can't use 2 modals together. I might, should go to the party. No. You have to break that into 2 sentences. I might go to the party. I should go to the party. I can't put them together in 1 sentence. Okay. Well, skip that one for now and go on to this next one. Let me quickly welcome Ken to the class. Hi there, Ken.
Yes, hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine. Welcome to the class.
Thank you.
Okay, hang on, Ken. It's gonna be your turn in just a couple seconds. We're starting a new exercise. Complete the sentences with can, can't, could, or couldn't, plus the verb that you see. Pick a verb that is appropriate here. For example, I'm afraid I can't come to your party next week. Okay. Number 2, Constantine.
When Dan was 16, he could run 100 meters in 11 seconds.
Yes, very good. It would be a really impressive, Constantine, if he could eat 100 meters. But okay, you're right. Very good. Ken. All right, Ken, number 3.
Are you in a hurry? No, I've got plenty of time. I can wait.
I can wait. All right. Common enough phrase. Very good. Excuse me. Tatiana, number 4.
I was feeling sick yesterday. I couldn't eat anything.
Very good. All right. Negative couldn't. Yesterday, past tense. Very good. You got it. Carolina, number 5.
You look tired. Yes.
Excuse me, David. Carolina, it's your turn.
Okay. Can you speak a little louder? I can hear you very well.
You what?
I can hear you. I can
Okay.
hear you.
Yeah, I can't hear you very well. Make sure that you use a little higher pitch when you say can't from the rest of your sentence. I can't hear you very well.
Okay.
All right?
I can't hear you.
Right. We need that little clue as a listener to tell the difference between can and can't. All right. David.
Okay.
Number 6.
You look tired. Yes, I couldn't sleep last night.
Very good. That's it. Okay. Let's try out another one here. Complete the answers to the questions with was or were able to. Whatever. For example, did everybody escape from the fire? Yes. Although the fire spread quickly, everybody was able to escape. You can also say everyone managed. Everybody, everyone. Everybody, everyone, by the way, are interchangeable. You could also say managed to escape. In any case. Number 2, Alan, did you finish your work this afternoon?
Yes, there was nobody to disturb me, so I was finished.
So I was able to finish.
So I was able to finish.
Yes. Right. Okay. Yeah. Make sure you have the whole construction in there. Other David Tree. Did you have problems finding our house?
Not really. Your directions were good, and we were able to find it right away.
Okay. Very common phrase, by the way. Very common. Oh, I was able to find it, no problem. All right. Constantine, number 4, did the thief get away?
Yes, no one released what was happening, and the thief was able to escape.
Escape. Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Can I say made off? Made off.
Well, yeah, but we commonly say he made off with the goods. He made off with the diamonds. He made off with the money. Yeah, you could. Yeah, it's possible. One other thing, Constantine realized.
Realized, sorry.
Yeah, it's a 2 vowel sounds there. Realized. All right. Yeah, you could. No one realized what was happening. The thief was able to. Yeah, was able to. Yeah, you need the verb. Even though, okay, in English sometimes we short answer, you know. I know you know what I mean. But, yeah, even here's a case where somebody says, so, can you come to my party Saturday? I can't say, yeah, I'm able to. I can say, yes, I can. All right? Yes, I can. That's fine. And nothing else. No verb with a short answer. All right? But it sounds a little weird to say, yes, I'm able to. It sounds weird without a verb behind the able to. So, whereas we can short answer with a modal, all right? Yes, I might. Can you come to my party? Well, I might. Are you going to the party? I might. All right, I can answer short with the modals, but the whole able to thing, it sounds weird unless you complete it with the verb. Okay, that's another important point we didn't cover. Okay. One more quick one here. Using could, couldn't, or managed to. My grandfather traveled a lot. He could speak 5 languages. All right, let's try this out. Ken, number 4.
Number 4. Sorry, I just missed. Aurora had her leg walk very well.
And what? Oh,
Yeah.
blank. You said blank. Okay, never mind.
She couldn't walk very well.
That's it. And couldn't walk very well. We can use couldn't, the negative, in all situations. It is, and as we talked about, it's possible to say hurt her leg and was not able to walk very well. It's also possible. Okay. Tatiana, number 5.
I ran my first marathon recently. It was very hard, but I couldn't finish.
Well, probably they're contrasting, all right? It was very difficult. We use but to contrast to say even though. So I think this is probably going to be a positive here. All right.
Positive.
Yeah, because
Yes. But I couldn't finish.
no, but I managed to finish.
Manage.
Yeah, because but shows that the cake was terrible, but I ate it anyway. All right? It shows a contrast, like even though. Okay?
Yes.
Although it was hard, I managed to finish it.
Mm-hmm.
All right? That's
Okay.
why we're using but here. If it was and, it was very hard and I couldn't finish. That would make sense. But since we have but, we need an opposite idea or contrasting idea. All right. And okay, because it's a specific event, a marathon, you can't say, but I could finish. It sounds weird here. We use could for general ideas, not specific. All right, Carolina, number 6.
I looked very carefully and I couldn't see somebody in the distance.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'm thinking that this was probably managed to would be the best. I managed to see somebody in the distance. Because we have somebody, Carolina. I could see somebody. I can't see anybody. All right? We use anybody, anywhere, anytime, or any with negatives. All right? So with negatives, I can't see anybody. I can't go anywhere. I don't know anyone. All right? We use negatives with any.
I can't see anybody. I managed to see somebody.
Yes. That's right.
Okay.
So with positive modals and other, even just simple present negatives, we use any. With positives, we use somebody. I know somebody who can help you. I don't know anybody that can help you. All right? Even in simple tenses. Okay. Number 7. David? David 1?
Okay. I wanted to buy some tomatoes. The first shop I went to didn't have any, but I managed to get some in the next shop.
There you go. Look, what I was just talking to Carolina about. Didn't have any. I managed to get some. All right, positive.
And also,
yeah.
but.
And also, but.
About the contrast.
That's right. So all of those elements are right there.
Yeah,
good job. Yeah, good job. Alan, number 8.
My grandmother loved music. She could play the piano very well.
Okay, excellent. All right, she had that ability, that general ability. Good job. David, other David, David Tree.
Okay, a girl fell into the river, but fortunately we managed to pull her out.
Excellent. Very specific experience. Well, situation. Excellent. Constantine, last one here.
I had forgotten to bring my camera, so I could take any pictures. I couldn't take any pictures.
Right. You don't have a camera, so of course negative. Right. So I couldn't take any pictures. Yeah. All right. Couldn't is going to work better here. We can always use couldn't. Yeah, couldn't sounds a lot better here than so I didn't manage to take any pictures. Sounds weird. Couldn't would work. Okay, round 2. All right, we're going to be looking at could with, couldn't with other, in conjunction with other words. More detailed information. We already talked about how could is the past tense of can. We just did that. I can hear something now. I could hear something past. All right. But could is not only used in this way. We can also use could to talk about possible actions even now or even in the future, especially in the case where we're making suggestions. Actually, it's considered more polite to ask a question with could, as in, could you open the window, rather than just saying, open the window. As a command sentence, it would be more polite to say, could you open the window? Okay, anyway, other examples. What shall we do tonight? Okay, responding to a question, we could go to the cinema. It's one possibility. Notice when. Tonight, in the future. Okay. All right, when you go to Paris next month, you could stay with Sarah. It's a possibility in the future. I suppose I could. All right, can is also possible in these sentences. All right, can you close the window? But could is, okay, maybe to some degree less sure than can, and also could is generally in English considered a little bit more polite. I don't know why. Just like we also ask for permission with may. Tomorrow we'll be looking at may and might, by the way. It's always more polite to say, may I go to the bathroom, rather than can I go to the bathroom. Can is more informal, I guess. Also, we use could for actions that are not realistic. Oh, yes, we do. Well, here, okay, we're getting into the subjunctive here. For those of you know, the subjunctive mood is talking about things that are not really real. Okay, well, as an example, I'm so tired I could sleep for a week. This is the same reason that we use a past tense when we use the verb wish. I wish I were somewhere else. I wish I were rich. It's subjunctive mood, and we use the, instead of present tense, we use the past tense to indicate that it is not a real thing. So that's exactly what we're looking at here. Obviously, you're not really going to sleep for a week. So it sounds weird to say, I'm so tired I can sleep for a week. That does not sound right at all. Okay. Other examples. I could stay with Sarah when I go to Paris. Well, that's pretty straightforward, realistic. Maybe I could stay with Sarah when I go to Paris. Possible, but not sure. Okay, well, obviously there's a big gray area here. How possible? It's up to the speaker. How possible, how sure, how realistic or unrealistic is something. So there is going to be some overlap here. All right, there's going to be some possible sentences where you could use could or can, because how possible is possible? I don't know. It's up to your perception as a human being. You're getting into philosophy here. So it's up to the speaker to make this decision. However, when there's going to be the very obviously realistic possibilities, and then the extremely unrealistic possibilities. This is a wonderful place. I could stay here forever. No, you couldn't. Nobody can stay in one place forever. So it's 100% unrealistic. You're for sure going to use could. I could sleep for a week. Obviously, no. That's completely unrealistic. Nobody can do that. Okay. We also use could, not can, to say something is possible now or in the future. Okay, so in other words, we're using it to show probability. It's a little bit different, though, than using might or may. All right, because might or may actually kind of shows a certain percentage of probability. When I say the story could be true, but I don't think so, I'm not really assigning any percentage to this. Oh, there's a 50% chance the story could be true. If I wanted to say that, I would actually have to say there's a 50% chance the story could be true. All right? By itself, it doesn't really assign any degree of probability. I don't know what time Lisa's coming. She could get here at any time. Or, you know what? She could not. Okay, so it's, I don't know, flip of a coin. All right. In general, all right, the weather can change very quickly in the mountains. Okay, a general idea. This is just what happens normally. If you want to be very specific, the weather is nice now, but it could change. Well, again, all right, you're showing something that's possible, that's, we don't know if it's going to happen or not. Something could change. Okay. We can also use what's called a modal perfect here. Could have, and then a verb in the past participle, as in could have done, to talk about the past, to talk about the past which is not true. Okay, looking at a couple examples. I'm so tired I could sleep for a week right now. All right. All right, in reality, no, you can't, but okay, I was so tired, past tense, I could have slept for a week, past tense. Again, you're talking about something in the past, but again, it's also important to note that you're talking about something that is completely improbable, unrealistic. Again, subjunctive mood, talking about that which is not real in our universe. Okay, now the situation is bad, but it could be worse. The situation was bad, but it could have been worse. Okay, you see what we're doing here. We're making it more in the past. All right, so we're making could, which is already past, more in the past to express that subjunctive idea of unrealistic. When we say something could have happened, okay, what that really means, it was possible, but it did not happen. I could have gone to law school. Well, maybe I could have, but I did not. You know instantly, if I say I could have gone to law school, you may assume immediately that I did not. You know that the opposite is true. All right, more examples. Why did you stay at a hotel when you were in Paris? You could have stayed with Sarah. Immediately I know that it didn't happen. Dave was lucky. He could have hurt himself when he fell, but he's okay. Well, immediately when I hear this, I know it didn't really happen. Okay, last thing, and we're going to look at some exercises. Couldn't. All right. We use couldn't to say something would not be possible. I couldn't live in a big city. I'd hate it. Okay, I'm talking about now. Again, I'm talking hypothetically. I don't live in a big city. All right. I am using this to say hypothetically, I can't do this. Really no different than what we looked at earlier. It's just negative. Everything is fine now. Things couldn't be better. Oh, yeah, okay. Very common phrase, by the way. Things couldn't be better. Okay, again, would not be possible, again, showing that subjunctive idea. All right. And same thing, past, we're going to use that past perfect. It couldn't have been better means in the past. Paul couldn't have gone anyway. Okay, it wasn't a possibility in the past. Okay, that's it. Let's try some exercises. I answered these questions with could. All right, we'll start off easy. For example, where shall we go for our holidays? We could go to Scotland. A suggestion. Okay. I forgot where we left off, but all right, I'll just start with Tatiana again. Tatiana?
Here. We could have for the diet dinner tonight.
Diet? How about
Yes.
fish? I don't want a diet.
Oh yes, I don't. We could have fish for dinner tonight.
There you go. All right. Yeah, I prefer fish to a diet. Thanks. But I have a vow, Tatiana. I will never go on a diet, no matter if I get extremely fat. I'll exercise, but I won't go on a diet. Okay, Carolina. Next one. When shall I phone Vicky?
You could phone Vicky now?
Sure. Okay, what's the difference between saying you could phone Vicky now or saying you should phone Vicky now? What's the
The
difference?
last one is how can I say it? Is a suggestion, so yes.
Which should, that's right. When I use should, I'm making a suggestion. Absolutely.
Yeah.
When I use could, I'm just saying it's a possibility. That's all. All right. Sometimes, okay, well, here, all right. Here I should say that sometimes English speakers use could instead of should, even though they're making a suggestion. Well, you could phone her now. We do this when we're trying to, I guess, act like we're not making a suggestion, even though really we actually are making a suggestion. We're trying to make a suggestion subtly, politely, delicately, carefully. Sometimes we use could to make a suggestion, but we're trying to do it in a subtle way. So maybe not to hurt the person's feelings, or maybe not to be too direct. Okay. David. David 1. What shall I give Anne for her birthday?
You could give a book for Anne for her birthday, maybe.
Okay.
Can you say again for when I
Yeah.
I don't understand when I can use should or could.
Okay. You could give a book to Anne, or you could get a book for Anne. Give to, get for. Okay, first of all. All right. And then, okay, making a suggestion. Strictly speaking, when I use should, I'm giving advice or making a suggestion. It's known. It's automatic. All right? The speaker is giving advice to you, recommending, advising, or suggesting. I can use could. Could, actually, what it's really showing is that it is one option amongst many. You could get her a book, or a bicycle helmet, or a stereo system, or a pair of socks. A lot of things you could get her. All right, it's making no commitment as to the fact of whether it's good or bad or advisable or inadvisable. Just saying it's a possibility. You could give Anne a giant pile of horse manure for her birthday. Hey, it's just a possibility. I'm not recommending it. All right?
Okay.
What I was trying to convey is the idea that sometimes in a delicate situation, for example, a teenage daughter is worried about her boyfriend, and you're trying to give the teenage daughter advice, you might use the word could instead of should, because teenagers are very sensitive about being bossed around and being told what they should and shouldn't do by their parents all the time. So the parent may say, look, you could try talking to him. You could send him a text message. We're trying to be very diplomatic about giving advice to that teenage daughter who freaks out and gets angry about every little thing. Do you see what I'm trying to tell you here? It's a more diplomatic approach to giving advice. Okay, that's all. Okay. All right, Alan, where shall we hang this picture?
We could hang it in the kitchen.
Okay, sounds good. All right. All right. Okay. Next exercise, I'm going to have you read the sentence. The story can be true, but I don't think it is. It's wrong. Tell me if the sentence is right or wrong, and correct or incorrect. It's wrong, so it needs to be changed. The story could be true. It sounds very odd to say can be true. Number 2, it's a nice day. We can go for a walk. Nothing wrong with that at all. We can go for a walk means we're able to, and it's a possibility. We could go for a walk means, okay, earlier I said there's times when can or could, it's a gray area. Do you consider it a realistic possibility? We can go for a walk. Or do you consider it unrealistic? We could go for a walk. It's just one of many things we could do. Maybe we don't want to go for a walk. Maybe that's unrealistic. It's not sure. It's being thought of as more maybe a possibility. All right. David. David.
All
Number
right.
3.
Number 3. I'm so angry with him, I could kill him.
Yeah. Right. Now here you have to be careful. If you said, I can kill him, that means you're physically able and willing to kill him. And you might not want to say that out loud. Right. When we say, I could kill him, it means we realize it's unrealistic. It's not a realistic possibility. Oh, okay. Good example. And yes, English speakers would say this phrase. I'm so angry I could kill him. If you said it, I'm so angry I could kill him, it sounds like you're making a suggestion that you're going to actually kill him.
Maybe it's a threat, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little scary. Constantine, number 4.
If you are hungry, we can have dinner now. It's okay?
Seems okay. Yeah. Yeah, we could have dinner now. Either way, I think it's okay. All right. If you say we can have dinner now, it means dinner's ready. So, yeah. All right. Ken, number 5.
It's so nice here. I can stay here all day, but I...
It just continues down here, Ken.
Above blank, unfortunately I have to go, but I couldn't.
No. The sentence is, I can stay here all day, but unfortunately I have to go. The blank's not in the middle. All right. So the exercise is this okay?
Mm-hmm. Not okay.
Not okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because obviously they can't stay here all day. She says it right in the sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So this would have to be, I could stay here all day.
I could stay here all day. Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately I have to go. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next one, Tatiana.
Where's my bag? How you seeing it? No, but it can be in the car.
Is this okay?
Yes, it's okay.
Actually, no, it's not at all. This sounds very, very strange.
But
yeah, it sounds very odd. It could be in the car. The person doesn't know. They're not sure where the bag is. You know, if you know where it is, you can say it's in the car. That's it. Then you're sure. But if you have no idea where you put something, you want to just express the idea, one of many possibilities, you're definitely going to use could. It could be in the car. Yeah, definitely. So here's a very specific circumstance. You're always going to use could when you don't know where something is. Could be where something or someone is. You're always going to use could here. Carolina, number 7.
Number 7. Peter is a keen musician. He plays the flute and he can also play the piano. It's okay.
Yeah, no problem there. Okay. He has the general ability, so that, yeah, that's fine. David, David 1. I need to borrow a camera. All right. Number 8. Sorry?
This is one possibility of...
Okay. Is this okay? You can borrow mine? I'm not sure if I'm losing you on the connection there, David. Yeah. Yes, it is the connection.
Borrow mine. I think that is not okay. I think.
Actually, it is okay.
You hear?
Yeah, now I hear you.
Yes?
We were losing you for a minute there. No, actually, David, this is okay. The speaker obviously is sure. I want to lend you something. I'm sure that I am okay to lend you something. I would not be not sure about lending you something which I am offering to lend you. I wouldn't say it if I wasn't sure. So absolutely, this is okay. It would actually sound a little strange to say you could borrow mine, but I'm not sure. Obviously, if I'm lending it to you, I am sure that I will lend it to you. Otherwise, I wouldn't say it.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Alan, last one here.
Be careful climbing that tree. You could fall.
Yeah, definitely. It's a possibility. We don't know you're going to fall. All right. Okay. All right. Let's try one more. We've only got a couple minutes. I don't know if we'll finish. I want to try couldn't or couldn't have. All right. You're going to use couldn't or couldn't have, and then I pick one of these verbs here. Okay. David? David, number 3.
Right. It looks like a silly MP. Okay. I couldn't. I would like to. Okay, let me just read the whole. I look silly and people would have laughed. Okay, I could have done that, maybe.
I would look silly means in the future.
I would?
Yeah, people would laugh. You're talking about the future. I'm not saying I would have looked silly. People would have laughed at me. That would
then I couldn't do that, maybe.
Yeah. I couldn't what? Which verb?
I couldn't I couldn't wear that hat.
Oh, yeah, of course. All right. See, I couldn't wear that hat. I would look silly in the future. People would
Yeah.
laugh at me.
Okay. Or
Right.
I would have been look silly. Yeah.
Yeah, if in the past, I would have looked silly. Right. People would have laughed at me. Okay, like that. Right. Okay. Constantine, number 4.
We managed to find the restaurant you recommended, but we couldn't find it without the map that you drew for us.
Okay, we managed, so they already found it in the past. All right, it's already happened.
We couldn't have found.
That's it. So there you go. We couldn't have found it without the map. All right, that's it. Okay. Okay, well, unfortunately, we're out of time. I gotta go. Got another class to get to. So thank you, everyone.
Thank
very
you.
much.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.
Bye bye.